Hollywood can turn you into a household name overnight. One good role, one hit show, and suddenly, you're famous, rich, and adored. But fame is a double-edged sword. The same spotlight that makes you a star can also expose your darkest secrets. And when it does, the fall from grace is brutal. These are the stories of 10 TV stars who had it all, then threw it all away. 1. Dustin Diamond, Saved by the Bell. Everyone remembers Samuel "Screech" Powers. He was the nerdy, lovable sidekick of Zack and the gang in Saved by the Bell. The show made Dustin Diamond one of the most recognizable teen stars of the early 90s. But when the camera stopped rolling, Diamond struggled to find work. Casting directors only saw him as Screech. Desperate for money and attention, he made one bad decision after another. He wrote a tell-all book blasting his co-stars, starred in a scandalous tape, and joined reality TV shows where his erratic behavior made headlines. Then came his arrest for stabbing a man during a bar fight in 2014. Dustin Diamond's reputation never recovered. And tragically, just as he started repairing his image, he was diagnosed with cancer and died in 2021 at only 44 years old. From teen idol to cautionary tale, Screech became a symbol of how unforgiving Hollywood can be. Roseanne Barr, Roseanne. In the late 80s and 90s, Roseanne was one of the most watched shows on television. Roseanne Barr was hailed as a groundbreaking comedian who gave a voice to working-class America. But behind the sharp wit, Barr had a sharp tongue that got her into trouble. She was known for controversy long before social media, from her infamous off-key rendition of the national anthem to clashes with networks. Her biggest downfall, however, came in 2018. ABC revived Roseanne, and the reboot was a smash hit. But it all ended with one tweet. A racist post on Twitter cost Barr her show, her career, and her reputation. ABC fired her overnight, killed off her character, and continued the show as the Connors. Roseanne Barr went from beloved TV queen to Hollywood exile with one click. 3. Gary Coleman, Diff'rent Strokes. What you talking about, Willis? That catchphrase made Gary Coleman a superstar. As the adorable Arnold Jackson on Diff'rent Strokes, Coleman became the highest-paid child actor on television. But behind the scenes, he lived a very different reality. Coleman suffered from kidney disease, which stunted his growth, leaving him just 4'8". His parents mismanaged his fortune, and by adulthood, much of his money was gone. He sued his parents, worked low-paying jobs, and even ran for governor of California as a publicity stunt. In the public eye, Coleman went from child star to tabloid curiosity. When he died in 2010 at the age of 42, fans remembered the laughter he gave them, but also the tragic story of a boy who never got to grow up. 4. Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen wasn't just a TV star, he was the king of television. By the mid-2000s, he was the highest-paid actor on the planet, making nearly $2 million per episode of 2.5 Men. But Sheen's personal life was a ticking time bomb. Years of drug abuse, wild parties, and broken marriages boiled over in 2011. He went on live TV, rambling about tiger blood, Adonis DNA, and winning. His bizarre behavior became viral, but CBS had seen enough. They fired him, and Ashton Kutcher replaced him on the show. Charlie Sheen's career never fully recovered. Instead of being remembered as a comedy legend, he became a symbol of Hollywood excess. 5. Robert Blake, Baretta. In the 1970s, Robert Blake was one of TV's most respected actors. His gritty performance in Baretta made him a household name. But his Hollywood legacy took a dark turn in 2001 when his wife, Bonnie Lee Bakley, was found murdered outside a Los Angeles restaurant. Blake was accused of killing her after years of a troubled relationship. The trial was sensational, dominating headlines for months. Though Blake was ultimately acquitted, the damage was done. Hollywood wanted nothing to do with him. He lived out the rest of his life in obscurity, remembered more for scandal than stardom. 6. Danny Bonaduce, The Partridge Family. As a kid, Danny Bonaduce was a star of The Partridge Family, playing the wisecracking middle child in a wholesome musical family. But when the fame faded, Bonaduce's life became anything but wholesome. He spiraled into drugs, arrests, bar fights, and even homelessness. He became tabloid fodder for decades. Later, he reinvented himself as a radio host and reality TV personality. But the Hollywood career he once had was long gone. Another child star chewed up and spit out by fame. 7. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes wasn't just a star, she was a comedy prodigy. From All That to The Amanda Show, she was one of Nickelodeon's brightest talents. By the 2000s, she was starring in hit movies like She's the Man and Hairspray. But in 2010, she shocked fans by announcing she was quitting acting. Then came the breakdowns, multiple DUIs, bizarre tweets, and erratic public behavior. In one infamous incident, she set a fire in a stranger's driveway. She was placed under a conservatorship, with her parents taking control of her life. Today, Amanda Bynes is working on her recovery, but her Hollywood career never bounced back. The girl once hailed as the next Lucille Ball became another cautionary tale. 8. Jussie Smollett. He had the looks, the voice, and the charisma to become a superstar. But in 2019, Smollett staged a fake hate crime against himself, claiming he was attacked in Chicago. When investigators uncovered the truth, Smollett was arrested and charged. The scandal destroyed his career overnight. He was written out of Empire, lost the support of fans, and became a late-night punchline. Smollett went from being a symbol of representation in Hollywood to a symbol of how quickly lies can ruin everything. 9. Mark Salling. Glee made Mark Salling a teen heartthrob with millions of fans around the world. But behind closed doors, he was hiding a horrifying secret. In 2015, Salling was arrested for possession of child pornography. The news shocked fans and destroyed his career instantly. Facing years in prison, Salling took his own life in 2018 before sentencing. His name is now erased from the legacy of Glee, one of the darkest scandals to ever rock a TV cast. 10. Isaiah Washington. Grey's Anatomy. Isaiah Washington was a star of Grey's Anatomy, one of TV's hottest dramas. But in 2006, he made a career-ending mistake. During an on-set argument, he used a homophobic slur against a co-star. The backlash was immediate. Despite an apology, ABC fired him from the show. Washington tried to rebuild his career with smaller roles, but he never regained the level of fame he once had. One word cost him everything. Fame is fragile. For every star who enjoys a long, successful career, there are dozens who fall victim to scandal, addiction, or their own mistakes. From child prodigies to household names, these stars prove that success in Hollywood is never guaranteed. One wrong move can undo years of hard work. And in the end, the spotlight doesn't forgive. It just moves on.